Good people on the quest for good content. What's good? Welcome to another installment of Song of the Week. As we often do, there's a combination of two of us, sometimes three, but the one consistent man, the captain of Team USA, LeBron himself of the channel, Jordan Bell, is with me. Jordan, what's going on? What you listening to? How you doing? The whole nine. You know, I'm just rambling until you start talking, so talk
The
to
whole
me.
nine. I like it. No, I'm doing good, man. I think the one thing that is on my mind the most is summer is dwindling down. The kids in school in Maryland, I think, go back to school next week.
Those
Like,
damn
we're here.
youths.
Yeah, those damn Utes go back to school. It's not as blazing ass hot as it had been for a couple of weeks here in the summertime. So, yeah, I think that's one of the things on my mind is summer is coming to an end. We're getting back into the fall season, which is always a nice season. I'm looking forward to some hoodie weather. I'm looking forward to some damn football. That's for sure. I'm
You-
ready to see my Browns go 3-14 or whatever the hell they're going to go this year. And yeah, man, everything's good on my front. How about you?
Cool as a fan, man. Every room I walk into gets a little bit colder, so you know things. Just day-to-day shit for me.
Yeah. Bitch, what's my favorite Chief Keef line? Bitch, I'm cooler than a cooler.
Yeah, man. That man is always 300 years old, so
That's
it is
right.
what it is. That dude is hyper influential. We should actually talk about him more in depth one day, but yeah, he might be on the Chicago Mount Rushmore, man, depending on who you
Bro,
ask.
because the Chief Keef started popping off when we were in college. I loved Chief Keef.
A little bit before. Well, I mean, I was more local to it, so like
Okay.
a little bit before. But yeah, Don't Like with the house arrest video when he was 16 and what we were in college when that jumped. Oh yeah, I guess so. But I mean, from a local perspective, you kind of drill was starting to bubble up a little bit.
I don't remember hearing about him. So I graduated college 2013.
Yep.
I feel like I don't really remember hearing about him until like 2011 or 12 is when he came on my radar.
Yeah, man. One of my old teammates and I used to have Chief Keef power hours. And so it was just me and this suburban white kid just blasting, drill music. And every now and then, a couple of the ladies on campus would hear like what's going on in there, and they just like jump around with us. But yeah, Chief Keef power hours like once every couple weeks. And just for the fact of the energy, like he's not a rap fan or nothing like that. He's just
Sure. Bro, going to college, where we went to college, middle of nowhere, Ohio, liberal arts school with a bunch of artsy kids.
Hey, I'm an artsy kid.
Yeah, sure. And, we're doing creative stuff, hopefully for a living one day. So I guess you could call us that too. But it opened up my music world a little bit.
Yeah.
There was some music that I just hadn't been exposed to. Like I can't, a lot of the DJs that are popular, like I remember there were a lot of kids that were into like the Tiestos and the Steve Aokos, people like that. Like those were not people that were on my radar. I listened to way more Timberlake in college than I ever had in my life.
Oh, because 2020 Experience came out back then.
Yep.
That was his return after a few years, if I remember correctly.
Correct. So there was that.
I like that album.
And then like the dudes, I hung out with the dudes on the basketball team a lot. Like that's where a lot of the Chief Keef came into play. Some of the dudes on the football team were into the Chief Keef. We went to school with a bunch of kids from Pennsylvania, so Wiz was popping, and
Mac.
Our colors were black and yellow. So Black and Yellow, which was a song about the Steelers, kind of became our school song.
Yeah, and Mac too, because Mac is always gonna have a place in a lot of our generation's heart, but definitely that side of the country. So
sure, bro. And again, I've said this before, I was not good at rapping. But when I would try to rap it was mostly David and Keenan, but I'm sure you were there sometimes too. But most of my memories of freestyling were with David and our buddy Keenan. It was a lot of Mac Miller. The one beat that I would always go back to was, I think it was off the Best Day Ever album. I think it was the first song on Best Day Ever. I think the name of the song was Best Day Ever. It was like a very slow melodic beat. And I would try to, like, that's the beat that I use the most to try and practice my freestyling.
Hey, following the fundamentals, start slow, go fast. That's what Keenan would do. Keenan freestyles. He's pretty good at freestyling, but he would always go super slow, and he just piece his ideas together. And that's the point, Yeah,
those were fun times. Listening to listening to music in the dorms, freestyling, doing whatever the hell else we were doing.
Being
I miss
cool,
those
like we
days.
are.
Being cool. I was watching. There's a clip of the dudes from The Office have a podcast. I think the guy's name is it R.J. Berger that plays
I don't know shit about
Dwight.
The Office.
Okay, well the guy that
I
plays
do know
Dwight.
that that dude is from around where I'm from.
Okay, and then the dude Ed Helms, who actually went to Oberlin College, which is where my
Oh.
dad is from. Uh, they were doing a podcast, and one of the most famous lines from The Office is one of the last episodes. Ed Helms' character says, I wish there was a way to know that you were in the good old days." While you're in them instead of, kind of after the fact. I'm butchering that quote, but just something along those lines. And, I think back to some of those Worcester times and I appreciated Worcester when we were there. Like I thoroughly understood that I was having fun and that those were going to be some of the best memories of my life. But I still think about those times so fondly and kind of wish I could put myself back into them sometimes.
Well, an experience well had, man.
Let's,
Anyway, we're not here to
yeah,
talk
let's get
about
into some music.
we're not here to talk about memory lane. We are here to talk about music. Jordan,
Yeah.
what's your song?
My song is "I'm a Fool" by CeeLo Green.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And like this is more of an artist of the week than it is a song of the week. I love this song, don't get me wrong. But CeeLo Green is a dude that does not get talked about enough.
Facts.
He is an incredible artist.
Dungeon Family.
Lead singer of Gnarls Barkley. And he's got a hell of a discography, man. But I was bumping on my way to the gym today, I was bumping The Lady Killer, which is his album that came out in 2010, probably his most popular album. And it's got bangers on it. It's got F You, Fuck You, the song that was real popular for a while. Another one that's really good is It's Okay. Bright Lights, Bigger City is a great song. But I settled on Fool for You featuring Philip Bailey. It's just a love song by CeeLo Green. But again, CeeLo's just a dude that if you haven't spent a lot of time listening to CeeLo, you've heard his music, right? He's the lead singer of Gnarls Barkley. So Crazy, the big hits, his voice. He's one of those guys that you definitely recognize him as soon as you see him because he's got such this unique style and flair. But check out Fool for You by CeeLo Green featuring Philip Bailey. That's going to be my song of the week. Again, shouts out to CeeLo. Yo, CeeLo, if you ever see this, come hop on the podcast, man. I'm a huge fan of his. So,
yeah, I got a lot of
for
love.
You.
He's got my favorite
Yeah.
verse on Goody Mob's Cell Therapy. Who's
Ooh.
that creeping in my window? Bow. That was
Yep.
that's gonna be song of the week at some point. Just not this week. Cause for me, song of the week is gonna be Kickback by Omar Apollo, song from 2019. I love this song because it's got like a real spongy bass. And what I mean is just it acts as like a shock absorber for the other two guitars. One guitar is so faint that kind of fits into the crevices. You know how a sponge has a crevice because it's picking up the grit and the grime. It just kind of lays so nicely in those pockets. And then there's this strumming guitar that takes place over the hook. And the song is so simple. I think his verse is 2 bars, and then the pre-chorus is 2 bars, and then he's into the chorus, and it's just two verses, and then he's in and out. And it's smooth, and it's kind of like looking through a veil. It's a little bit foggy, it's a little bit hazy, but it's got the right amount of sunlight peeking through it from a sonic perspective. But it's like that spongy beat spongy bass really just sets the tone and is that shock absorber that makes the track smooth and kind of shock absorbs all the impurities in the track. And it's a cool track. I've been listening to it since 2019, man. I love that song. He's a really talented artist. He's got a couple songs that I'm really fond of, but Kickback, Omar Apollo for me this week.
One day, Bill, you're gonna write one of the greatest novels ever. I genuinely believe that.
He's calling his shot for me. Golly. It's good to have friends who believe in you.
No, for sure. David and I have talked about this. David and I have had conversations about you in the past.
They talk shit behind my back.
Yeah, good and bad, right? Good and bad conversations. Usually it starts off with how much we don't like you, but
in honor of Chief Keef.
Exactly. But once we start there, we end up talking about the way you describe things and the word, like the different words you use, but more so for me, the imagery. I can't remember if I mentioned this on the podcast previously or not, but my mother has become a big fan of the podcast. And yeah, hey mom. And one of the things that she enjoys is she enjoys listening to you in the like the way you describe things, like even the crevices of a sponge. Like that's not shit that people think about all the time.
And I'm
And so,
sober.
and he's sober. No, it's that's a cool way to.
Thank you.
That's not a song or an artist that I'm familiar with, so I'm excited to listen to it now because of that.
I'll send you my favorite. I think it's an EP of his. I'll send you my favorite EP just so you get the sample size. But
Yeah,
for those of you who are interested and have never heard of Omar Apollo, please use that kickback song as your entry point. And if you're unfamiliar with CeeLo Green, that might be just a generational thing, depending on who our viewers are. You know, I don't look at the
right,
analytics, I just show up and go. But please do your due diligence and use CeeLo Green as an entry point to his discography, but also to the Dungeon family as well. So,
for sure, for sure. There's one song that I'm holding on to. I'm gonna let David know now once he hears this. He's got one more episode to do with us where I don't drop this song by Currency. And if he doesn't do it on the
uh,
next episode, I'm throwing it out there. And you know which one I'm talking about.
I
We talked
do.
about it in New
I do.
Orleans. So
He needs to sharpen up. He needs to tighten the
yeah.
fuck up and get on code. I'm
So
cussing a
David,
lot.
if
I'm gonna hurt the algorithm, but we're also not monetized yet, so
that's
I'm just getting
right.
it out my system.
That's all right. I said the F word multiple times as well. So no worries.
Sorry,
But yeah,
George's
David,
dad.
I don't think he listens. I don't think he listens.
We'll edit that
Uh,
out.
but no, that's all good, man. Well, anything else before we get out of here?
Uh, let's see. In times like these, there are a lot of people in turmoil. You owe it to yourself to find your pockets of humanity and indulge in them and feel how you're feeling. You are entitled to that as a human being, as a carbon-based life form, to process these things. Don't be afraid of the silence. That's where God is. Don't be afraid of the silence. That's where the majesty is, whether you're religious or not. So take advantage of that in between the music that we recommend for you. So
I got nothing else to say, man. This is song of the week. Amen. Preach. We're out here.